Good morning today. Uh-oh.
How are you?
How you doing today?
I'm fantastic. I invited some of my team. They'll probably be here at noon. Okay. Thank you for your time. My goodness, I've been trying to catch up to you. As I was listening to your story, I said, oh, maybe Alvin's been testing me because I keep calling him over and over and over.
That was not on purpose, I promise.
Okay. So have you had a chance to look at the deal? It's a huge deal. I really, I don't have any fear in going after it. I seem to run into everyone that looks at it and go, they can't even fathom thinking about taking it down. But I've learned over the years that the numbers are the numbers, and it really doesn't matter about the size.
That is a fact.
Mm-hmm. Trey, my underwriter, is also with us, and Trey is also in Dallas.
What's up, Trey? I am too.
Yeah, I know. I actually live right down the street from one of your units over here in
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's unfortunate what's going on over there, but
you notice the change?
Yeah, for sure. As soon as you change that color scheme, if we could just do that to the rest of the neighborhood, we'd be in a good spot.
And literally changing the colors, that whole environment is different.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through 4th of July was a Sunday or something, and typically on any Monday, we would have 20 bags of trash that the guys would pick up. And after a holiday, it's ridiculous. This 4th of July or 5th of July, we had no trash on the ground. We had no fireworks popped on site. I mean, now the South Street right behind it, there was 6 inches of firecracker dust. I mean, paper. I mean, everybody rent money was on the street. And but we didn't have any inside the gate. So it's just amazing the change. It's been 10 years we've owned that thing. So
really? Do you know what they're doing with that? I see the signs and I can't remember what it's called, but that empty lot, caddy corner to you in front of that fish fry place. What are they doing right there?
South Fair Community Development owns that lot. They used to own Ebon Village. And so they had bought that lot. The lady right behind our office wouldn't sell right there on Park Row. And so, because they were going to build the apartments all the way out to Meadow. And so when that lady wouldn't sell there, then she just kept that lot she leases it now to the club. But that's why everybody sits there. That's why all the trash is there, because the club is essentially in possession of it. And who knows what she's gonna do with it? Maybe sell it until the area really change. I mean, save it until the area really changes and then do something else there.
Yeah. That's everybody land banking over here. That shit kills me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that area, in 5 years, you probably won't be able to get into there.
Yeah, no, that's exactly why we bought here instead of going north. Although we're trying to go north now, but I got 2 kids. It's just not.
Listen, Trey, don't let Trey fool you, because he's already a GP on a hotel deal in Kansas. So he's picking them up. Don't let him fool you. And he's an amazing underwriter. So I want to get into this Orlando deal. We've been working on it for a long time. I've gone through underwriters. The overview, the reason why I wanted to talk to you about it, because you could see what we've done, but initially we had it under contract, not under contract, we had an accepted letter of intent with the owner out of Houston. Okay. He's a young guy. He became a billionaire by flipping multifamily. So I respect him a lot. I love his story. However, he is, he's also, him and I have gotten into it recently. And so he's angry because at me because we didn't close on the $290 million letter of intent that we had accepted. It took months to get to. And so we walked away from the deal. The way I had it structured was $212,500,000 was the first mortgage that I wanted him to stay on. He agreed to that. Then we were going to give him $50 million to buy out his investors. And then another $20 million in 2 years in November of 24, November 24. He purchased it in November 21. He tried to sell it for $330 million by June of 23. He purchased it for $267 million in November 21. By June of 23, without any rehab at all, he was trying to sell it for $330 million last summer. We found out about it, I know. So one of my brokers that I've done business with in New York bought it to me off market, this deal and another deal that actually just got closed. And I'll tell you about that one too, because we walked away from that one, same owner. But we walked away from it. We had an offer on it at 117. Then we go back to Orlando. So anyway, we walked away. I thought on paper, I live in Orlando.
Okay.
Weird. I live in Orlando, but I'm not from Orlando. I just moved here last March. I don't really know this area. I mean, I've gone to like 2 places. I haven't even gone to Disney World. So yeah, I just walk around the lake and I come back and I sit at my desk. I don't go anywhere. So I don't know the town, okay, even though I live here. So on paper, this thing looks like it looks like a class C plus that could be going to class B. Because it's next to Millennium Mall. It's a beautiful mall. You look at some of the apartment complexes in the area. There are some high-end apartment complexes just 2 miles down the street. However, this particular little neck of the woods along Americana is ugly. And I say it's ugly because of his 1,633 doors that he's not taking care of. Nobody's taking care of it. He's the one messing up the neighborhood. So it's, you know, the largest of the 3, 769, I want to say 769 doors. That property, the gates around the entire property are broken down. That's why people are coming in. But you should know it is a strong class C. There is a tire shop like on the corner. There is a Metro PCS. There is some pawn shops right there within, like across from the property. Okay, so and then when you go down the street, you got the mall and everything in the better complexes. But right there, no, it's almost like New York City, like the Bronx 3rd Avenue is the Bronx 3rd Avenue, and you go across the water to Park Avenue, Manhattan, and it's like a half a mile down the street. It's a whole different story. So that's how it is. And so that's what's going on with that property. All of the complexes, the alarm. So and then the CapEx, what they called their classic units versus their improved units, what we originally underwrote with the classic and the improved, what they called improved, I want to throw up. Okay, like I really want to throw up on it. Like the buildings that were built in 1970s, and the improvements are painted cabinets over and over and over again since 1985. So you like the doors, the sliding doors are the same old sliding doors on the closets, and the and then painted countertops. So I was really disgusted with that. I mean, even the playground on the premises, I think it's from like what I played on in 1976. Okay. That's how, okay, so it's like, no. We need to put a lot of CapEx. I can't do this deal at 290. So after we came back and renegotiated with him, I says, look, the best I could do is 225. we're coming way down. So, and he's upset, canceled the access agreement, like done, right? So I kept working on, okay, how can I do this? So then I spoke to, like I said, Brian Chavis, because it's not just me that won't do the deal. Nobody else will do the deal either at how much he wants. Even if we gave him his last appraised value at 267 million, the way I underwrote, the way we underwrote, and the way I look at deals, I could be wrong. Now, the way I look at deals is I'm gonna pay you based on your current, based on the DSCR of what I could get right now, and that's how I'm gonna look at it. And you can't count my money on how much I'm gonna get after I rehab it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So then I looked at this from an affordable housing point of view, looked up all those programs, wrote that plan, the Americana plan. And then I met with some nonprofits too. The nonprofit that's in there, they are not ready for this. I asked them for documents. Yeah, I asked them for documents. They can't even give me their 990s. They're like, they don't have their paperwork together. So that's BS. And then the developer came with them. So I have no nonprofit to partner with.
Okay.
So I started interviewing more nonprofits that are actually established in affordable housing. And I don't know if these guys recently are just like trying to discourage me from it because, or if they know what they're talking about. According to what I have in the plan, you know, I have like, I know all the roofs have to be changed. There's still money out there for Hurricane Ian. And I also know that, you know, there's just in the CapEx budget, there's a bunch of stuff that need to be changed. If you team up with a nonprofit, I know we can get 25% at 0% and then 25% at 1%, right?
Yeah.
But then what I was told from some other nonprofits is like, oh yeah, but you can't make any money. So I'm like, well, how am I gonna pay the family office that's going to give me the money for the down payment? I have to be able to have a certain, you know, amount of money to be able to, you know, show at least 10% return on investment. And so far our numbers don't work. The numbers just can't work at 267. He's never going to come down to 212 because he is negative leverage right now, paying out of his pocket at 8.5%. But is there a way to do this? That's it.
Well, and you say he's got an appraised value of 267.
That's what I got. The appraisals, they're in that folder. It's in your, yeah, that was from 21, November 21.
And he paid 267.
Yeah, that's what he, well, that was the last appraised. Yeah, that's what it shows on the internet. Yep, that's what it shows. He paid 267.
And I know doing this with bonds, they would require us to do a minimum of 15,000 a unit in rehab as a minimum. So we're 17, 27. Well, let's say 20,000 since you said it like that. That's 34, 35 million.
Yeah.
So if he's got an appraised value of 267, we need to take that from that 267 and then see if we can make that work. But if he won't take it because he's upside down in it, there's no way out of it yet until. So if we offered him 220, 225, you think he'd take it?
I think that you can, I think that there's room for negotiation. Like I said, I know he's at 8.5 negative leverage right now, period. I think that it is going to trade, it is going to trade. We have to, but how do you do it where the numbers work? I would like to go over our underwriting if you have time for that, because that was the reason for this, is to understand how this affordable housing, how does it work to where it makes the numbers work?
Well, there are a couple of things that we can start with. let's assume that, how much, do you know, Mark?
It's 202,500. There's $7.5 million in CapEx that he does, they won't let him use.
That's included with that 202?
That's already in there that he's never drawn on.
Okay,
And so in our negotiation, we fought over that 7.5 CapEx. And he wanted to keep it.
okay. So, where do you think the other 50 million, 60 million came from?
His investors.
So do you think because he's circling the drain right now, that he'd be interested in taking a haircut once and be done versus writing a check every month?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because it's not gonna get any better until you stop the bleeding, right? Well, you know, you got 202 and we ought to offer him 220 and see if he takes it.
The question is, does it work at 267 with the affordable housing? Because I know we can close it at 260. Actually, I offered him 267 and he said he wasn't selling. But I think if someone else offered him 267, I think he would sell. Because I know his numbers. I know that he's just trying, but and then he's paying his investors 10% pref.
So if he's at 267 appraised value, we need to come down at least 35 off of that to cover our rehab. And so 265, 35, that's 220, 240, or 230. Yeah, we ought to offer him 220 and see how that shakes out. The thing I would ask, Trey, if you want to pull up your underwriting, I'm sure y'all use market rents, right? How do those market rents compare to affordable rents for the 80% and the 60%?
That's where we get confused, because I wanted to put veterans in there. And I said, with the HUD-VASH voucher, we can get market rents.
Well,
Someone else said no, because you have to only charge 30% of the median income. So if that's the case, that's less than market rents, and then it confuses me.
Okay, so with the choice voucher, meaning I have a voucher and I can go live anywhere I want, my rent is based on 30% of my income, my portion. But the complex receives market rent. So if your rent's $1,000, you get $1,000. But if that voucher,
Can you give Trey the sharing rights?
oh yes, but if that voucher is a choice voucher, meaning I can take my voucher anywhere, then we can only underwrite to the income of that 30% of my income. So if my rent's $1,000, and let's use a $50,000 AMI, okay? So if we've got a $50,000 AMI and we got 50% of the units set aside for 80% AMI, that's usually the benchmark for the affordable people. So that means we're underwriting 50% of those units at a $50,000 AMI, and 50,000 AMI times 80% is what, $40,000. $40,000, and if you can pay a third of your rent at $40,000, that means you pay $12,000 a year, $1,000 a month in rent. But if the rent's $2,000, then I'm only able to underwrite to that $1,000 piece. But if that voucher is with the property, then I can underwrite to the full market value. Does that make sense? Okay. 50% of the units are at 8.
Can you give me sharing rights? I'm not sure if Trey was able to even share his screen because he said he was gonna pop in, but I didn't know if he had the ability to.
Yeah, anybody can.
Okay, I can share now. Okay, great.
Oh, I know what I want.
Not sure. Okay, so
Let me show you this real quick tonight.
okay. Oh, okay. Stop sharing.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you this real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Here is our deal in Wisconsin. And here is a 1 bed, 1 bath, 600 square feet, 50% AMI. The rent is $1,025. Okay, here you go. Now you can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. 1 bed, 1 bath, 600 square feet, 50% AMI, the rent's $1,025. The 80% AMI, the rent is $1,200. The market rent is $1,550. And
What
so
does AMI mean again?
area median income.
Okay.
So you can Google and here is the Novogradac. So we always go to Novogradac website and pull up the county, and it'll tell us what the area median income is. We got area median income of $95,900.
Okay.
And so then when you come down here a little bit further, here are your rent limits, and here's your rent amount. So that 1 bedroom efficiency, at 80%, $838, $1,000, $1,342, and 120 is $2,000. So if you've got 50% of your units set aside for 80%, then your pro forma is going to look like this, where we've got 178 total units, but we've got 8 of them at 50. So here we've got 25% at market, 50% at 80, and 25% at 50.
And that works to get the bond?
That's correct. This is for the safe harbor requirements for affordable. 25, 50, 25. 25% of the units at 50, 50% at 80, and 25% at market. And these are the different rent amounts. And so that's how we get to an underwriting of that. Now,
Okay.
Florida, I believe using the tax exempt bonds, we can probably do 50% at 80 with no 50% set aside. So you see the difference in the market rent, and the 80% is almost nothing for that efficiency. It's $300 between the 1 bedrooms, is $300 between these. It's $250 here, but it's $1,000 between the 50s. And so if you had a voucher tied to the property for that veteran, and he only makes Social Security and his pension, he makes $1,000 a month, and he's in a 50% AMI income bracket, you would have to underwrite that unit at $1,200. But with the full market value of that voucher tied to the property, you get $2,200 for that. That's the difference.
So, okay, let me just repeat what you just said. You qualify with the state. Okay, I know that the program over here in Florida needs to be 30% of AMI.
That is ridiculously low. So I know some of those in Florida have an 80% set aside and they want a portion of the property.
But I could be reading it wrong. We could look at the website and read it together, and then maybe you could say I'm right or I'm wrong.
Can you pull it up real quick?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay, you're still sharing your screen?
I will stop sharing. Peggy? Talking to Tené, she's trying to give us she's got a portfolio of 1,700 units. Tené, there's Peggy, she's our VP here.
Oh, hello, how are you? I can't see anything right now. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay, I can see you now.
hi.
Hello. Hi, pleasure to meet you.
Well,
Excellent. Okay, so this one, this is the multifamily mortgage revenue bonds.
Okay, stop right there.
Mhm.
Require that 20% of the units be set aside for 50% AMI.
Oh,
So 20 at 50 versus 25 at 50.
okay,
Okay. The developer may also opt to set aside 40% of the unit at 60. So that's where we do the math. So we say
Okay.
20% at 50, that rent could be $1,000, or 40% at 60, where the rent could be $1,200. Which one of those makes the most economical sense? And we just put it in the pro forma and see. And then we choose which one of those set aside works best for us.
okay. All right. And okay, so let's say so let's say we did 20% to 50% of the area median income. Now, the other thing that I was told was that, okay, with the mortgage-backed bonds, it doesn't matter how much it is, right? It doesn't matter. It could be $1 billion or 500 or $10,000, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so, right, because some of the programs that I used in that Americana idea, some of those programs only had like $7 million in it, and it didn't apply. So, okay, so just with the mortgage-backed bonds now, from what I understand, okay, so let's say you got that 50%, so you underwrite it that way. That's the way you show it to them in order to get that mortgage. But then, are you saying that we actually, with the voucher, collect full market rent?
That's correct. So you get the full rent because you get the voucher, right? But they can't underwrite to the voucher level because you don't have the voucher assigned to the unit, it's assigned to the tenant.
Okay, all right. Oh,
So if you went to the housing authority and said, look, we got 1,700 units.
right,
Y'all have 10,000 vouchers in this city.
yes,
We need you to allocate 250 of those to our project.
yes.
Now you take those 250 units up to market rate.
Wow. Okay, so Alvin, how do we get you on this project? To handle all that.
I think we start with the offer letter to the seller.
Okay.
Let me just,
Is that something that your company, I mean, I look at me like an acquisition, like I bought you a sweet deal, completely like this, so much work for 8 months, and I'm handing it to you, and you were the big boy sponsor.
we're gonna walk this out together.
Okay.
We could take this, the offer letter that you had previously written and change it and put Hope Housing Foundation on it.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's so specific that I think you should probably use yours, but because I'll show you mine.
From you.
Did you go through my folder?
I just started going through it this morning.
Okay, because let me just show you where everything is, and then if you want, we could put together a MOU. So we know what we're doing and there's no confusion. The offices, I have a lot of institute. That's why I thought I could go after a deal this big, because I knew I could bring institutional money to the table.
Well, I got something else to send you.
You got something else better?
No, that you can help us with, and this,
Okay.
you can see this would be the structure that we would use to purchase it. So I'm gonna send you a couple of operating memorandums,
Okay.
and with those OMs, you'll see that we have 90% of the deal structured with tax exempt bonds. And then there's a 10% equity piece that we have to bring in, and our investors actually become bondholders.
Yep.
And we've got 2 deals like that right now that we need that on, and I'll send you that.
Okay.
To be the same strategy that we would use for this purchase, except if we get it to underwrite right, we won't even need to bring in any equity because the bonds can do the whole 100%.
Excellent. Okay, so I can hit the phones immediately on that. I stay at like IMN events and Opal events, and and I just stay networked. And so because of that, I've got
Okay.
so like I just know, like I just know you just stay on these things. You stay in their business. What happened? What lawsuits are they dealing with right now? What's going on? I want to know everything about this person, and I know and how he thinks and everything, because he got there as a poor Indian boy, and he can do it. I can do it. And period.
You're right. Let me show you this. And then I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna ask you for your assistance with this part.
All right.
This is all I'm gonna need. So on the 1,700 units, we're gonna designate 25 of them at different rent levels.
Yes.
Okay, and then once we do that, and it'll extrapolate everything else we need.
Okay.
And so, Trey, I don't know if you have a rent roll of each.
Yeah, it's the rent roll and T12s are all. It's
Okay,
in
good.
each
'Cause
folder.
with that, we can just go through and say it's 500 units and just 125 of them will be at this rent level, different floor plans and et cetera. And that's kind of where the science is.
Tené, make sure you send over Alvin's Instagram to the broker, because my he's got some big numbers over there.
Oh, I know who Alvin is. Yeah, we know. Yeah, I mean, I've been chasing him down for probably about a year.
We could do tonight. Tomorrow works for me. Looks like I have 2 calls at 9 o'clock. That's weird. But I'm good after 10 Central.
Okay. All right. So I will tell him right now that I'm going to call him tomorrow at 10.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Alvin.
Hey, thank you, Trey. Nice to meet you, man. Let's catch up since we both right here.
Yeah. Let's make something happen.
Okay. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right. See you guys.